So the NFL has implemented some new rule changes. At the NFL's annual league meeting on today, April 1st of all days, the NFL bylaws state that when this meeting happens, 75% or 24 out of the 32 NFL teams in the league have to agree to make rule changes. So the first one that came about is both teams can now have the ball in overtime for the regular season. It's going to be a 10-minute period instead of a 15-minute period like it is in the postseason. Of course, we saw back in 2022, the league approved both teams getting the ball in overtime regardless of the result of the opening possession. Obviously, we recall the first ever Bills-Chiefs AFC Championship matchup where everybody's talking about excuse me, maybe not that game specifically, but there was a postseason matchup to where both teams didn't get to touch the ball. And we heard a lot about that. I'm sorry, I don't know the exact game of which it was, but I remember that being a conversation. And we see that this rule has now been, turned into the favor of that. But the regular season was the opposite at the time. If the opening possession was a touchdown in the regular season, the team who scored won. The game was over. Now it's uniform between regular and postseason. And I think this is good, all things considered. I really do. I get the stakes are higher in the postseason, but if you're trying to determine a winner in one of the best sports leagues on planet Earth, let both teams touch the football in a very clutch moment. I mean, we remember when it was only field goals. You could kick 3 on the first possession, and that's how you won. That's how my Saints got to the Super Bowl against the Vikings in 2009 because that was the only thing they needed to do. And I was never a fan of that. So when the league made it to where now it had to go past a field goal in order to determine the overtime winner, I was like, okay, that's fair. Both teams need to touch the ball. And when you went to this new format, you saw it in week 9 of this year. The Chiefs and the Bucs played. Baker Mayfield sees the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes win the coin toss, and he's just like, oh, God. He was like, okay. Here we go. Because he knows how elite Patrick Mahomes is with Andy Reid and Travis Kelce in overtime, that if they touch the ball first, they were more than likely going to win. That doesn't have to be the case anymore. The Bucs actually lost 2 games this season like that. Now, the Bucs still won the division. They still went to the playoffs. We understand how their season played out. But if you want to have $100 million professional cream of the crop, top 1% of the 1% of the top 0.01% playing in this sport, you got to let both teams touch the ball. So I'm here for it. It's going to be more exciting to see. I'm glad the NFL made this rule change.
Hey, it's AJL here. Appreciate you sticking to the end of the video here on YouTube. You could have chose any other show, but you chose my video, and for that, I'm very grateful. If you haven't already, please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on social media. Hit the bell on the channel so you never miss a post. Check me out on all social media platforms. Right here, you'll find a chance to subscribe to the show, a related video, and a playlist. See you guys in the next one.